In the 17th century, when the world beyond the oceans was sharpening its hunger, there stood a powerful African land known as Lumumba Plains, a region where rivers spoke in silver whispers and ancient baobab trees guarded the memories of generations. The people of Lumumba were Black Africans, farmers, hunters, healers, and warriors, who believed the land was not owned by men, but borrowed from their children yet to be born. Every sunrise was greeted with drums, every sunset with prayers to the ancestors. At the heart of the village lived Cato, a young Black man with eyes as deep as the night sky. He was the son of a fallen warrior and the last hope of his mother, Amma, whose hands were hardened by years of grinding grain and wiping away silent tears. Cato had grown up listening to stories of freedom, courage, and unity beneath a baobab tree where elders gathered. But beyond the coast, ships with white sails had begun to arrive, silent monsters floating on the sea. One night, the winds carried a strange smell, iron, smoke, and fear. Foreign men arrived with thunder weapons and cruel intentions. They spoke a language the villagers did not understand, but their violence was clear. Villages burned, children screamed, mothers clutched their babies as chains clattered like metal snakes. Kato watched helplessly as his home was torn apart. His mother was dragged away, her cries echoing in his soul. The invaders called them cargo, reducing human lives to numbers. The land that once sang now wept. Those who resisted were killed. Those who survived were shackled. Kato was captured and forced into a wooden fort near the coast, where hundreds of Black Africans were packed like shadows waiting for daylight. Yet even in darkness, hope flickered. An elder named Zuberi, whose beard was white as ash, whispered to the captives, "Chains can hold the body, but never the soul." At night they shared stories of lost homes, stolen children, and ancestors watching from the stars. Kato learned that survival itself was resistance. One stormy evening, as lightning tore the sky apart, Kato led a daring escape. Using broken chains and silent courage, a small group fled into the forest. Some fell, some were recaptured, but Kato ran like his ancestors ran from lions and storms. For weeks, Kato survived on roots, rainwater, and memory. He followed the stars his father once taught him to read. Finally, he reached the ruins of Lumumba Plains. The village was broken, but not dead. Women, elders, and children had hidden deep in the forest. When they saw Kato return, wounded yet alive, hope returned with him. Under the same ancient baobab tree, Kato stood and spoke. They took our homes, our people, our names, but they did not take our spirit. The people chose him as their leader. Years passed, the lands healed slowly. The people rebuilt, wiser and stronger. They learned to hide, to resist, to remember. Kato never forgot his mother. He believed her spirit lived in the wind, guiding him. He taught the children the truth, not hatred, but memory. And the baobab trees stood tall, roots deep in the blood and courage of Black Africa, whispering to the future, "We were here. We survived." This story is about Black resilience, memory, pain, and survival. A voice for those whose stories were never written, but whose spirits never died.